Okay, yeah. Hi. I'm Dr. Kelly Frank, a pelvic health physical therapist.
And I'm Dr. Leslie Worth, certified sex therapist.
And we are here on our podcast, Real Talk, Mind, Body, and Love. And today we are talking about sex, something that we share in common with our practices, pleasure versus desire. Is there a difference?
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
What do you think the difference is first, before I jump into my whole clinical thing? Or what do you think of when you think of sexual desire?
I mean, I think having like a little bit of like a advanced opinion on it, like I've studied it and I work with a lot of patients about it. Just the pleasure versus desire, I think more the mindset and then what the body is to expect of those things.
Sure. So desire versus pleasure, we call it a sex drive, but we really shouldn't, because it's not like a hunger or a thirst drive, right? So like if I walk around Disney all day in the summer heat of Florida, I will probably drink out of the nasty water fountain that's lukewarm with the gum stuck next to the thing, right? Because I'm so thirsty. So sometimes when we're talking about sex drive or sex desire, we think it's supposed to be the same way. Like I'm supposed to sit around and just get this magical urge for sexual intimacy. Sure, for some people that happens, but you're not broken if that's not what's happening.
Okay.
So I compare it much more to exercise than anything, right? There are some people who I'm very jealous of who are just able to wake up at 4 a.m. And hit the ground running and go to the gym and are super motivated. If I waited for the urge to exercise,
probably
I would never go. Like maybe every once in a while I'd go for a walk, right? But I have to find pleasure in what I'm doing. So Emily Nagoski, who's one of the leading female researchers in this topic, really focuses on pleasure. Pleasure is the experience itself, not the lead up to it. So she said desire is like waiting around for this lightning bolt to happen and you just have this urge, kind of like what we see in the movies, like we lock eyes and now we're just tearing each other's clothes off.
Yeah.
Sure, that happens.
Yeah.
More so in like new relationship energy time frame. But for pleasure, it's more of enjoying it once you're in that moment with your partner or partners and focusing on that. So same with like exercise. I don't have strong desire to go, but once I'm there, I'm finding an exercise I don't completely hate, right? I'm never going to do CrossFit or I have no rhythm, so I'm not going to do Zumba. But I'm there, I feel the endorphins, I feel like confident. But even if I have like the best workout of my life, it's not enough to carry over to the next time. So that's the same with like sexual pleasure. We want to have the experience be pleasurable. And even if it's really enjoyable in that moment, it's okay if that doesn't naturally make you want to have it again next time. So that's the difference with like pleasure. It's pleasure is finding what's in the moment, the sensation itself, rather than the lead up. Emily uses this great analogy in her book Come Together of a friend invites you to a party. Maybe you're really excited at the initial invite, but as the week progresses, dealing with sick kids, dealing with traffic, and then Saturday comes and you're like, I really don't want to go. Like I'd rather just stay at home in my pajamas and watching Netflix. But you still go, and then once you're there, you have a great time, you're eating great food, you're talking to your friends, and it was an enjoyable experience. She's like, that's the same thing. You don't have to gauge the sexual experience if it's successful or not based on how strongly you felt it leading up to it.
And then definitely, like you said, like just all the things that lead up to that moment, like what's going on in your life, like with your family, with yourself, like any past experiences, how your body is in the state that it is at that time, right?
Right. So this is where some clients will come in, they're like, well, I have low libido. And it's like, okay, like you may just not, going back to that exercise analogy, you may just not have that strong just urge to do it, but that doesn't mean you can't engage in it. And that's what we also start talking about responsive desire. So responsive desire is what are we doing to help transition into that mindset to be able to engage in sexual intimacy, right? So going back to the exercise analogy, I'm not going to wear this, right? I mean, I could, probably look a little silly. So I'm going to change into workout clothes that don't piss me off, right? That are comfy. I'm going to find a time of day that is going to be more feasible for me, right? Not a morning person, so I like more evening things.
Yeah.
I'm going to find an environment that I feel comfortable in. I'm going to music. I'm going to, not listen to maybe classical. I'm going to find something that kind of gets me motivated. And then all those things are help transitioning my mindset to I'm working out. So same with responsive desire of if we're trying to transition into sexual intimacy, I hear clients all the time like, well, like the clothes on the bed shouldn't bother me and all these things. And I'm like, it's okay if it does.
Yeah.
It's just what are you doing to be able to get into that mindset, right? So you're coming home from work and the kids are driving you crazy or you just had a really stressful day and then your partner is wanting to initiate. It's like, yeah, that's a really jarring shift. So maybe you need some decompression. Maybe you and your partner need to do some more relaxation stuff first. Maybe some massages, maybe maybe you go take a relaxing shower, put on some clothes that you feel confident in.
Yeah, I've talked to patients about this too, even just, like yesterday, it's just when, if you're wanting to have sex, let's say at night, because that's just when work is over, it's Friday, kids are at their friend's house or whatever is kind of going on. But all day and all week, we've kind of built up maybe tension or stress. And it could also be like positive stress and like happy things, like planning for a birthday party or having a really great day at work. Your body is still like, tension, excitement, all that kind of stuff.
That mindset, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell clients, I'm like, all we do is all about transitions, right? Of like how we're transitioning from one thing to another. Like most of us have a morning routine that kind of gets us into the mindset of like getting ready for work or at work. Sometimes we have like our rituals of like what we do to get ready for the day. Kids, we do a bedtime routine to transition from go to we're going to sleep. And then sometimes we have this expectation of like sex is just supposed to be different.
Yeah.
It's like, it's supposed to just happen. And I'm like, nothing else in life works that way.
Yeah,
So,
or it's just supposed to be great every time.
Right.
Yeah, I tell patients that too, of just like if we've had negative experiences or if we have pain, because I think we're going to kind of dive into that in a little bit too, is you can't go from like a painful experience to like an excellent, most awesome experience. Like you have to kind of go through like zero.
Right.
Or like neutral. And yeah, you still could have like a great experience, probably not with like a pain or an actual dysfunction of like muscle tension, but
right. And that's where it's so important to focus
day.
on pleasure, right? Because it's opening the door more so of like some people are like, is orgasm the goal?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, no, like that's what we see. Like I go back to like movies and TV shows, like the sex scene is done after the orgasmic climax, and they're like laid back down. But it's like you can have a pleasurable experience without having that added pressure of having to orgasm or even climax. Or if there's pain, it's like, well, if it's painful, then how do we still have an intimate moment where it's still pleasurable, even if it's not penetrative sex?
Exactly. I think that's the thing, too, talking with patients is just the idea, and I guess the almost sometimes like non-realistic goals of like penetrative sex. Like, why is that the hierarchy? Like, why is that like the main goal? Like, orgasm and penetrative sex. I would say most of my patients, like, if they're coming in for pelvic pain, pelvic dysfunction, different transitions in their lives, orgasm has never been on the table.
Right.
That's something they've actually never experienced. And then the penetrative sex, like if you do have like a dysfunction, maybe you are postpartum, perimenopausal, menopausal, post-cancer.
Sure.
All these different things.
With my male clients, if they're having erectile dysfunction issues or premature ejaculation, like there's issues where they put a lot of pressure on themselves of like they have to perform. And I'm like, you can still have going back to the pleasure. What is pleasurable? Sometimes just laying there with your partner and caressing each other in intimate ways. It's still intimacy. I think we have it in our head of sex is intimacy. Sex is part of intimacy.
Yeah.
And when we take this pressure off, I see it time and time again with couples. They're actually usually more successful with the penetrative sex or whatever they're trying to get to when they take that away as the goal. And they're just being able to focus on the pleasurable, the here and now in the moment, also going back to like the mindset and putting time aside to it of not feeling rushed. Like we're putting time aside for this. We're not, okay, we got 20 minutes for the kids wake up and we have to
Yeah.
go and make this happen. And that's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot of pressure.
Well, I think even like when we talk about like different, I don't know, that hierarchy of sex, and it's like that's the home run,
Sure.
right? Like that's the end. And like I'll tell patients, like, if that is the part that is the most painful and maybe even not practical at this moment in your life because we're working on different things, what about first base? Like,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch
And
a
how
baseball
do you-
game that's actually exciting. Like, I love watching, like, the people in shortstop, right? Like, that's
Right.
the more exciting part of the baseball game. Yes, the grand slam, the home run is, like, exciting, but
But how
it's
many
the
home runs
play.
happen?
Right.
Every time you go to a baseball game.
Right. It's more first base and steals and, like, get to second base. And, you know, how can you, just enjoy those moments? Because, like, that's the
Right.
majority of the game.
And that's what, going back to Emily Nagowski of, like, that's her thing about the pleasure. It's pleasure throughout the whole experience, right? Not just focusing on the home run or whatever. It's the final point. It's, can you enjoy and find pleasure in the whole experience
Yeah.
leading up to it, and breaking this, like, thought that it was a good, satisfying sexual experience if orgasm happened.
Right. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this to go back to kind of the top when we were talking about reframing sex drive and the analogy, the wonderful, colorful analogy of when I'm really thirsty, I want to go drink from that tepid-looking water fountain with God knows what, right? Now, let's clarify. If someone's listening to this and they may be not as hungry for that, so to speak, as their partner is, are they going to go back to their partner saying, well, honey, listen, you're not going to die if you don't get it, kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
I mean, so,
Sure.
you know, what do you say there?
Sure. So that's a common thing is partners, I would say all partners, don't ever line up 100% all the time on their sex drive, you know, their libido. So with that of going back to of the desire thing, sometimes I have to work with the partner who has the higher drive, that they really focus on, like, I want my partner to desire me, and there's something wrong if they don't. And I was working with both of them going of, like, we need to focus on pleasure
Yeah.
and taking the pressure off, because if the one partner who has a higher libido is wanting their partner to be like them and be like, they want to, kind of like going back to the party analogy, maybe my partner is really excited to go, I'm going, but not excited to go. But if
Yeah.
his expectation is for me to have the same level of excitement, it's just going to cause conflict and tension, and it's going to, it's just going to, we're going to feel like there's something wrong with us, or, a negative impact. So it's going of, like, how do you both focus on pleasure? And also going back to the responsive desire, how do you help your partner with those steps of responsive desire, right? Like, of maybe helping with the kids or whatever it is. Like, it's a teamwork effort. I get a lot of people come in, they have a low sex drive, they come in individually, they think it's their problem. And I'm like, this is a partnered problem.
How funny society puts blame on a single individual.
Right. It's all your
in
fault.
a partnership. Yeah, that's
So I bring the other partner in, and I'm like, this is a partnered thing. And how do you help each other, and still challenging the person who has the higher sex drive, or, whatever you want to call it,
Right,
desire, of that works for you. Using the exercise analogy, I can be just as successful with working out as a friend who really loves working out.
yeah.
It's just going to take more effort
yeah.
on my end, right? So there's out there that sometimes people think they're spontaneous desire, people who are, they're just like ready to go at a whim.
Yeah.
I challenge that. I just think those people just need one or two triggers, like their partner can walk by and wink at them and they're ready to go, but that's still
Yeah.
something that we're responding to. And when we're comparing that to a partner who might need 15 to 20 steps, it's going to
Sure.
look spontaneous.
Yeah.
But breaking it down of, like, we all are responding to these triggers or these shifts, these things to be able to shift our mindset from being parents or being a worker or being, to a
Yeah.
sexual
Well,
partner.
I think even like when you're first meeting like your partner, and like probably there is like a bit of just not like you're lying to them, but like, yeah, like you're trying to like, be the puffin of the bird that's like the most attractive,
Sure.
so you're trying to kind of stand out and like I don't know that many of us, you know, are like our 100% true selves. Like my husband will always tell the story of like we went and got ice cream on our first date and I ordered like strawberry versus like I always order like cookie dough or like,
Sure.
you know, like ice cream, like just like some kind of crazy flavor with tons of sprinkles and like it's probably not like a healthy choice like strawberries. Like just order what you wanted to. But it's probably the same obviously in the bedroom when you're like, yeah, like I love this or, you know, like I like that. And it's like, no, like you have to, as you grow and then life changes, your body is aging, your jobs, your careers, all
and
that
it's
kind of stuff.
and also of there is, they call it limerence, we call it new relationship energy or whatever. Like there's always that phase where you're just really obsessed with each other at the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's always going to be short-lived. And how do we transition into sustainable, satisfying, pleasurable sex and long-term relationships? And I work with couples too of like, we can borrow from the dating culture of going back to the responsive desire. If I make a plans on Friday, on Monday, we are texting each other. I'm picking out a cute outfit. We're like picking out where we're going to go. Maybe I'm cleaning my apartment. Like all those things are responsive desire cues of like, we're building up to this event. Well, now we live together.
Yeah.
Right? Of like, I don't have to do those things. The flirty texts probably have subsided. We're just talking about, did the kids, they forgot their lunchbox, you know, like, so I go back to them, like, borrow from that dating culture and how do you build up to it? Because it wasn't just you set the date on Friday and you didn't talk the rest of the week. It was a slow buildup of looking forward to it. And that's like, if we're talking about scheduling intimacy, that's how I want them to approach it, is something that you're looking forward to, something you get excited about, not dreading. Because I go back to them, like, in dating, you were scheduling sex.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like it.
Yeah. But we
because
were.
it's the ritual, it's the culture of dating.
Yeah. So you're saying we need to like communicate more as we age.
Yeah.
We should talk about that in the next section, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Communication is key.
All right. We'll see you in part 2.
Awesome.